Well, for some reason, I feel called to share just a message. And, I've been going through my life and figuring things out too. And I've been really sitting within prayer and just meditation of just, no different than any person out here in this world that believes in the spirit or awakening or God in general. As I sit here, something came to mind was just like a legacy. What is your legacy here in this lifetime? And because I've gone through an awakening or just a higher understanding of myself is what it really is. You learn to see things in your life that you have succumbed to. A lot of it is just mainly your own limiting beliefs that have kept you trapped in a realm of life that you're comfortable with. Well, what I know to be true in this lifetime is that we're supposed to be able to create. We're supposed to have the freedom that we desire within our heart. Love, happiness, peace, just everything in that manner. And for whatever reason, through my journey, I'm being called to step forward and share my story. And I'm no different than anybody out here in this lifetime. I ain't no better and I ain't no worse. I believe that I'm just who I am and striving for the same thing in this life as everybody else is too. We all want that freedom. And what I've come to realize and what I've been brought to through reading the Bible and meditating and journaling and learning more about who it is that I am and who I am showing up in this lifetime. It's a level of just being okay with who you are. And it's hard to do that sometimes. Especially when we go through situations in life where we get caught up. I've definitely been the one to go through my fair share of hardship. And it wasn't how I ever expected my life to be. But it was all those lessons that I've learned that helped me become who I am today. And through all of that, I understand where we could get stuck. I understand where I could have been stuck and limited my mindset to say, hey, yeah, I am those experiences that I've encountered. But I didn't. I grew from it. I learned and I loved myself through it. And I experienced whatever it was that I needed to experience. And you don't understand it until you go through it. And that's what we're trying to do here in this lifetime, is to become. And in order to become, you have to realize that there's a level of self-awareness, accountability, love that you have to have for yourself in order to achieve everything that you've ever desired. And it's not easy, because when you're stuck in something, you don't even realize that you're playing in a certain realm of life. And the only way to come out of that and to build and to grow and to see what's taking your energy away from you is to read your own story. Stop and realize who you are as a human being and what you're bringing to the table, what you're projecting out there in this life. Because I made it a point to myself that, I'm kind of more to myself. I like to maneuver in life and, yes, I love interacting with others and to experience other people's stories in life, because that's what's the beauty of it, is to know that there's other people in this world that are just trying to make the best of this world too. And then there's people that get caught up in it and don't even know that they're being destructive towards others just by the words that they say. And I choose in my life to not be that way, because even when it's hard, even when it's the most, you get irritated about something, but then you always got to come back to yourself. Well, why are you even allowing it to irritate you in the first place? You got to have love and compassion for others. And as we're moving in this life, we can stop and say, it's okay. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to redirect yourself. But you have to hold yourself accountable for all your own actions. And when you do it, you got to give yourself grace and say, man, given what you knew in that moment of time, and you did what you did, it's okay. What are you going to do to better yourself? What are you going to do to grow and learn to never make a mistake like that again? Life lessons. That's how you grow. That's how you become. And being self-aware and holding yourself accountable is the hardest thing ever. Because in this lifetime, we are structured to say, hey, we need to meet this standard. We need to meet this. We need to do that to become. Which is all not true at all. It's simply loving yourself. It's simply being okay with what you're in right now and learning to grow from it. Be patient because you have to, but work through it. And you don't have to kill yourself in order to do it either. You can just simply know where you're heading and believe it. And don't allow other people to take you out of it, because that's where we get stuck. Sometimes we can get so caught up in what, the other person's saying that makes us feel insecurities or something, or makes us feel like we're not good enough, when no, you have to be sure of yourself. You have to be okay with who you are and what you're about and what you bring to the table. And you have to be very okay with knowing that you are not meant to please everybody. And that's the hardest part. When you know something to be true for yourself and growing and learning from it, that's when you hit an understanding that comes from God. When you allow things to play out the way that they're supposed to play out, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when you're like, I need to take control over this situation, or else it's just going to make me look bad in the end. And it's not supposed to be that way. What it is you're supposed to let those hard times pass you by. And you're supposed to see it for what it is. And say, thank you for giving me those feelings, because I don't want to feel those ways anymore. And once you maneuver through that and understand that they don't attach to you, and I can tell you they won't. The only ways that these hardships attach to you is when you allow them to. When you succumb to the pressure and chaos that everybody's spewing around you. Who cares what your neighbor says? You're supposed to be who you are. You're supposed to be loving and kind and understanding towards any situation that occurs, because you're supposed to let it flow through you, and you're not supposed to get caught up in it. And the only ways to realize where you're at in your life is to stop and read your own book. Where are you struggling? What is causing you that? Why are you allowing that to be a part of your life or even your story? And it's not easy, because you have to work at it. You have to sit with it, and you have to allow yourself to grow within it. And most of us succumb to it. I still succumb to things that make me believe that I have a limiting mindset. Just as sharing a story, just as coming on here and saying something that is something within my own life that is occurring. And I know what I'm being brought to is to share. And the story is just to be okay with who you are. Because no matter the hardship, because whether you believe me or not, I've been through my fair share of all different realms of hardship. But I never let it take me out, because I knew that there was something bigger and better to come from it all. And it's not easy to stand out like that, because you are judged. You are the one going against the grain. And it's not easy, because you want to be liked. You want to be somebody who can be relatable. But sometimes those relatable ones hit the nerves of others who don't understand. And sometimes when people don't understand, they judge and they project and they show where they're coming from in life. But knowing that is a higher perspective of giving yourself grace. Just having that understanding sets you apart from others, because you can let them be who they are while you're still becoming who you are. And the best part about it is love, because it's okay that you have been who you've been, and you just have to learn that holding yourself accountable through it allows you to grow, allows you to step in a whole new life that is what you desire. We create out here in this world, but how we create is based off of understanding and maneuvering through the hardships that come at us, because we have to draw back our energy. It's simply what we're paying attention to. If something is so chaotic and stressing us out to the max, well, take a second to draw yourself back from it, so that way you're not in it anymore. You throw yourself in a direction that will lead you higher, in an understanding that will help you grow. I'm just here to help others understand that you can come from nothing. You can come from a level of understanding where you're just simply who you are. And that's okay to be who you are. Love yourself through it. Be okay with the hardship that you're going through. Evolve from it. Don't allow yourself to stay there. Know that there is a whole new realm of life that you can achieve if you choose. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And the biggest thing is learn who you are. Learn your feelings. Learn your interactions with others. Learn where you're getting yourself stuck. And just